Damn, I almost burnt myself. Shit. What's good, Taurus? Hi, everyone. Welcome to our Love Nest. For those of you that are returning, welcome back. We're going to jump right into these channel messages um, because we got a lot to cover. Okay. So, the download that I got for you, Taurus, is that you have successfully become nobody. All right. Now, I'm going to dive deeper into what that channel message mean, what that download mean, excuse me. And then we're going to unpack the channel message as well and pull out some tarot and get a little bit deeper. So let's go through all of these channel messages that I got for you. This will not resonate for every single person. So remember to only take what resonates. If you were drawn to this channel, there is still other messages on the Love Nest playlist that may resonate with you just based off the timeline and the level of development that you're currently on. So feel free to browse throughout the whole playlist and see what other messages may resonate with you, because there's a reason why you were drawn to this channel, why you were drawn to this frequency. And so please, I just wanted to encourage you, to let you know, for those of you that are new, that this entire playlist is all connected some way, somehow. And so whatever calls out to you, trust that that's not a coincidence, and you were guided to that particular reading, even if it's at a later date. All of these messages are truly timeless. All right. Someone here within our collective that will be drawn to this channel, if you're not already here, you have tapped into some kind of ancient self-mastery that isn't a part of the history books, that aren't a part of the spiritual texts, that has been passed down generation upon generation. All right. Majority of the collective, or majority of the collective consciousness, run on a X and Y matter of frequency, or the gray areas, in order to exist or manifest from. However, whoever you are accessing some sort of junk files in your DNA that have been laying dormant. All right. So every time that you're placed in some type of harsh circumstances, harsh environment, every time you are put in situations where your back is up against the wall, or you're in a survival mode type of environment, something happens to your DNA. Something about your DNA becomes radioactive, and you're able to astral project your entire etheric body into infinite directions. This is something, an ability that allows you to become the air that we breathe. Which brings us back to that initial download. You have successfully become nobody or nothing. You are as essential as the air we breathe. So even though you are nothing, even though you are nowhere, even though you are nothing or nobody, you still are as essential as the air that we breathe on this planet. Philosophers and mystics have taught that you can bend these elements, right, through practice and self-mastery, that you can manipulate, bend, and mold, or pretty much work with the elements. However, you're some type of rare being that I've ever tapped into or come across. All right, I'm tapped into someone that is a matter of all elements. So you are air, you are fire, you are water, you are earth, you are you are all matters of element. You are that essential. And so I'm going to get into the channel message in just a second here. But those were the downloads that I got just from scrying itself. And we're gonna get into your channel message. Hold on a second. So your wisdom, your intellect is not of this earth. All right, and spirit is coming through really strong to let you know that, yeah, they're here. Okay, that you won't be able to teach anyone this ability that you have. Like, you won't be able to teach this ability that you possess to anyone else outside of yourself. This access is encrypted to your kind. Okay, they just kept saying this access is encrypted to your kind. You aren't a fallen angel. You aren't a demigod. You aren't a prototype. You have no counterpart. You are no guru. You are not an ascended master. You have no markers of origin native to this planet. You are simply raw creation. You are infinite potential. You are the substance used to create matter from. So the earth that you see, the any creation of this entire planet that you see, it is you. You are like the mother lord. You are not the mother lord, but the motherboard. You're that source of energy where other planets are created from, where other sources of dimensions are created from. It is so difficult to put it into words, but whoever you are, you will know exactly what I'm talking about. So in times of great deprivation and imbalance, beings like you incarnate into bloodlines of sacred hosts. So the bloodlines that you've incarnated into are like sacred hosts. They've made some type of pact or commitment with these beings to be a host, or to be a physical host that would allow you to incarnate into a fleshly body, that would allow you to incarnate into a physical form. And in these sacred hosts, they have these keys that's already encrypted inside of them through that commitment, or through that sacred commitment that they made long time ago, where those keys would be like forged through the development of your existence. So as they are helping to groom you and raise you, you will be forged like iron into some sort of weapon. Okay. And this weapon is different for every single person, but they're like your clear passage into this realm and into this reality, because they would provide like the type of key that you need to craft you into the being that you are in the physical flesh. So certain hardships that you would go through with that family, it was designed that way, so that way that's the key that's being forged for you. Your path and your purpose is really forged through your development of your childhood into your adulthood. Like a phenomenon. You have no parents. You have no family. You are not teachable. So it's difficult to teach your kind. It's difficult to indoctrinate your kind. It's difficult to mold your kind into the customs of whatever timeline you incarnate in. Whatever you possess inside of you, you would only be able to recall those memories, those junk files in your DNA that lie dormant. And it's through the experience in itself that actually prepares you for your purpose. So you're always, hidden in plain sight is what they're telling me. It's like you're dark matter. You're just raw creation. You're being granted a clear passage. Traveling is also being forecasted here. You're about to be moving soon is what I'm hearing. Channel messages for Taurus. What this message is intended to resonate from. Okay. So when you come across random strangers, they're not going to have any, it's like random anonymous people, right? They're not going to have any status. They're not going to have any like philosophy. Like they won't be like teachers, gurus, or people of like spiritual gifts. Like for you, it's important really that major philosophers and mystics do not really know who you are. Okay, because when they see you, because you're just raw creation or a raw energy pack, energy source, um, they're going to attempt to sway you into two directions. So anytime you come across mystics, philosophers, teachers, gurus, or anything like that, they're going to try to petition you, offer you two paths, two choices, and they're going to play off your naivety. And when they do this, they're going to start by telling you what they're working on, what their plans are, what they're trying to bring into fruition, and things like that, what type of goals they have for humanity. Because remember, like Spirit said, you are nothing. And for a long time, it's been the opposition of or goal to try to prevent your junk DNA from activating. And being that you have successfully activated that junk DNA, when certain elites, power that be, mystics, philosophers, teachers, gurus, when they become aware that you are actually online and you're actually here, they're going to be looking for you, and they're going to try to attract you or call you in or pull you in their direction by way of you looking for people like you, or you looking for people that resonate with you. And so they're going to try to wow you with their abilities, their intelligence. They're going to try to wow you with how they have this spiritual business going on and this personal, objective that they're trying to bring into fruition and all those different things. But again, you have to know and remember that that is always the objective, because your purpose is you are the liberator. You are the chain breaker of poverty, hunger. You are the person that brings balance back into all elements of matter, right? And so on this journey, you will be that awkward person that really doesn't belong to anything or nobody or nothing. But at the same time, you're underestimated as being someone that is gullible, naive, blind, easy to manipulate. And so they're going to try to woo you through love, right? Because one of the things that you long for is connecting with something. When you're nothing, you long to be connected to something. You understand? Something that matters, something that is of purpose. Okay, because like anything that's an energy pack, you want to give energy. You want to light something up. You want to bring love. You want to bring healing. You want to bring restoration. And so the moment that someone becomes aware and they're in a position of power or something like that, that you possess that type of vibration, vibranium is what I'm hearing, that type of raw potential, they are going to try to marry you. There are so many lifetimes that Spirit has given me, like downloads and visions, where you have incarnated, you've built nations, you've helped leaders create the first energy system, the first technology. You were here with as one of the originals of the rise and fall. Like you were there, the advancement of humanity, the advancement of levels of development. Like, you are the damn, you are kind of like the source where grids are created from as well. And I feel like you're just naturally hardwired to restore, to be the restoration or the restorer of order and balance. And when there's where there's lack, you bring, you bring the abundance where there's something lacking. So it's very difficult for you to hold resentment in your heart. It's very difficult for you to hold segregation and subjugation. It's very hard for you to harbor anything for long frequencies of time. You may go through a lot of hardship, but you don't harbor it. You're incapable of holding resentment, even though that is usually the objective. Like I said, it's through pain, it's through hardship that your junk DNA is activated. And I don't know why I just had this utter urge to start whispering. And so on your journey towards your rise, your incline, and your peaks of success, you're going to come across people that want to personally connect with you and personally work with you. And in some capacity, through connection, there's like mirrors, right? And in this hall of mirrors, through the connection, you pretty much run the risk of losing yourself in relationships, losing yourself in connection to other people, because the longer that you connect with them, the more you kind of like become moldable and programmable to whoever you're connected with. That's just how rare you are. Like, who wouldn't want to connect with someone that has this ability to pretty much make anything that they touch turn to gold? Who wouldn't want that? Who wouldn't want that, to be connected to someone that that is capable pretty much of being like put to sleep and used as just like a Duracell battery. That's kind of like what it is. Whatever you're plugged into, you become like a Duracell battery. And you're like an Energizer bunny that's just going to keep going and going and going without any type of question. Even if people try to tell you that you're crazy or tell you that you're wrong for being connected to that person or whatever, you wouldn't be able to hear them. You wouldn't be able to hate that person that you're connected to. You wouldn't be able to see anything wrong with that person, because you have become nothing successfully. But it's like, when you're in this frequency of being everything and nothing at the same time, this is the rawest, if you wanted to extract the raw chemical out of something, this is the most potent time to do it. You know what I'm saying? This is the most potent time to grab you, to get it while it's hot and piping, and damn. And so if like you wash people clean, is what I'm hearing. Like, as people come in contact with you, you wash them clean. So they'll come in contact with you all dirty, and you give them like a well of a wash. You restore them, and you make them upright. You make the crooked straight. All right, you make the blind see. But when you do that, it's almost like you take their crookedness and it becomes you in the darkness. Like, you take their darkness, you clean them up, and then you're holding their darkness. And then they probably would just like keep you in their back pocket or just hold on to you. And so, as that ultimate mirror, whatever you feel, when you feel flipped or you feel reversed or you feel off, it's because someone else is walking in the light of your energy. And you're pretty much absorbing the negativity before you alchemize it. Now, when you absorb the negativity of another person, the way that you talk, the way that you walk, the way that you hold it. Yeah, I'm hearing dilemma. The way that you hold it. I'm hearing a song. Is that dilemma? No, it's not dilemma. Is it Ashanti? Is it Foolish? I think it's Foolish by Ashanti, if I'm not tweaking. It's one with Nelly and Ashanti. So when you feel yourself in the reverse of any type of energy that you're walking with. So let's say, for example, you start to walk like the person you're connected to, talk like the person you're connected to. You start to pretty much become whatever negative, right? Because negative and positive electrons are always existing, and negative and positive energy, period, are always existing. And so you would be walking, talking, and moving in the negative context of the other person being able to operate in the positive aspect. So now you have to alchemize. You have to be able to spiritually see, because it's like in the darkness you become the spiritual fortress for, like, for example, a Duracell battery is not going to question the device that it is currently powering, right? It's going to power the device until it runs out of energy. And that's kind of like where you're at right now. And it's important to know that when the battery runs out, that is your energy pack that's also running out with it. And so that's why a certain person may act as like your kryptonite, or a certain person may act as like, they're your weakness, or a certain type of energy. How is Taurus to alchemize this energy? So in order to alchemize this energy, all right, so like attracts like now, right? Something now becomes magnetic. So then what pretty much happens is a karmic has to come in, or something of equal negativity has to come in to pretty much mirror to you what you look like. And then you become aware, like, oh fuck, I attracted this type of karmic, I attracted this type of person. How did I do that? And then you start asking yourself critical questions. And when you start asking yourself critical questions, that hoodwink that you were currently under, that bamboozle that you were currently under, becomes like a wake up call, like an epiphany, where you're like, oh shit, wait a minute, I've been lost in the sauce for a second. I've been under this spell, this gaze, right? I've been connected too long to one particular outlet, and that outlet has drained me and caused me to absorb their negativity. So when that karmic comes in, they're actually doing you a favor, because they're mirroring to you who you're really connected to. So if you really want to see what that person that you're connected to looks like, that equal mirror is going to reflect back to you what your person looks like. So when you see yourself, understand you're a reflection of the closest thing you've been connecting to, and that karmic comes in like a vibrational match to give you, it's encrypted again with information, like a host. And this is why you don't ever have to fear connecting with the wrong people, places, or things, because you're always going to receive your equal vibrational message by way of a host that has been contracted with you for eons. So pretty much when those karmics come back around, they hold a message for you. They hold a message for you to be able to grasp what you need to grasp from that experience and be on your way again. Because again, you're an energy that has to keep moving. You have to keep moving. This is deep. And so they trigger you. And then what happens when they trigger you? You explode. And when you explode, it's like you're pretty much deploying. You're pretty much like deploying your own energy. You're like, I'm going to tear this whole thing down and I'll start all over from scratch. When you get to this frequency of having to hit the factory reset button on yourself, it's because a fail safe, someone comes in and hits a fail safe and you walk away. Because the tower, hold on, clarify this King of Wands in reverse for me, Spirit. The World card. Yeah, there's like a host that acts as some type of epic opposition, where anytime they come around or they come back around you, it's the signs of a time. It's the signs that it's time to hit the factory reset button. And this could be like I said, you know how like sometimes a plug, or like before you plug yourself into something, let's say people are plugged into you energetically, and then this person comes in like water and electricity kind of don't, you know what I'm saying, water and that type of currency don't really match, so they're opposite. So when that opposing opposite comes towards you and you mix water with electricity, what's going to happen? You're going to trip the circuit, right? It's going to blow. That's pretty much what I'm seeing here. Your circuit blows. And in that space, it's like all the energy cores that's been plugged up to you, it's like they all get like an energy shutdown. And they're like, hold on, something's going on. And you'll notice that those people start looking for you, trying to figure out where you are, stuff like that. Damn. All right, so let's talk about the next person. Because it's like everywhere you go, you're always going to find that these souls or energies are always around you, because y'all always incarnate. If there's one of you, there has to be your opposite. If there's one of you, there has to be, charlatans. There have to be those that are kind of like your protector. There's some contracts. The story is about to get interesting. And so what's going to happen is you're going to have another person comes in and they're going to remind you when you hit that factory reset button. Someone comes in and they remind you of your power, right? Because I told you from the very beginning that only through experience are you able to access these junk files in your DNA. So in this experience here, the King of Cups comes in and they act as, what purpose do they serve, Spirit? The Ace of Pentacles in reverse. They come in like a messenger, a spiritual messenger. And they look at you and they telepathically connect with you, and they say like, what opportunities, they remind you of all the opportunities you missed out on. They make you aware of all of the divine blessings and opportunities and checkpoints that you missed in connection with a particular person. or a particular group of people. You know what I'm saying? This can be people that you just look up to and something like that. And then you're like, wait a minute. You start remembering who the fuck you are, right? And then they start to make you aware of how you have settled, played yourself small, fell for some type of illusion. You got caught up in the matrix or something like that. They're like, you need to watch this now. They start to send you messages to make you aware of how much, what your purpose is again. Now, they aren't coming in to rescue you. They aren't coming in to solve the problems for you, but they have a commitment to remind you of all of the events, opportunities, and the things that you personally missed out on from connecting with certain people, places, and things. Through that process, something happens, like you heat up. Something about you becomes boiling. You start to boil over. And you start to use your spiritual eyesight and foresight a lot better. Yeah, you also like, you block people out like mad heavy. And you start to see how all of these, you start to be able to see all the possible paths that you can take and the roadblocks up ahead. And you're stronger. You become stronger, spiritually stronger. Something is about strengthening your spiritual fortitude, because you are a fortified fortress. That's what you are. You are the place where people go for protection, for advancement. Like I said, you power a city. You have the energy source power to power the planet. Fuck some of y'all. It's just how much have you accessed in your DNA. And I'm connected to a collective that has successfully become nobody or nothing. So it's like you're in the eye of the storm right now. And then when you're in the eye of the storm, every time you get to this position of being nothing and nobody, you're in the eye of your own storm. So you're evaluating all your investments. You're evaluating all your possibilities. And you're looking at, what have you done lately, the fruits of your labor. What have you accomplished lately? What have you done lately? How have you invested in yourself? Oh yeah, you about to manifest. You are plugged into yourself now. And in this space, you're focused. In this space, you are focused and you fly under a particular radar. You're in a frequency that not many people can access. You're in nothing. Or something like that. What you need? Oh, okay. So you're about to witness a lot. You're about to witness a lot. You're about to see a lot, but you're in a space where you can't. It's like you're about to witness a lot, see a lot, but you're in a space where no one will be able to see you. No one will be able to tap into you or see you or find you. You're unfindable during this time. Let's see. The Page of Swords in reverse. You're about to be everywhere and nowhere at the same time, which means you are you're just about to see a lot of different, you're about to receive a lot of different a lot of information. investigation, things that are being like reported or documented. You're about to see it. Yeah, the devil in reverse. I just had deja vu. Someone's also about to be made aware that they've lost some type of they've lost some type of momentum. They've lost some type of source. They've lost you. You're about to be a figment of someone's imagination. Were you really real? Or something like that. Yeah, it's going to create some type of unfinished business. It's about to create some type of unfinished business with you, or someone is about to feel like they have unfinished business with you because they've been cut from a source without any type of forewarning. They've lost some type of covering. They've lost some type of defense. They've lost some type of light or spotlight in connection with you. The Fool in reverse. Eight of Swords in reverse. Oh yeah, you see something very clear. And so they're going to be spiritually looking for you in the spirit. Trying to figure out where you're at, what you're doing, how to reach you, something like that. It's like waiting for some type of confirmation. But I feel like you're getting your mojo back. You're getting your abilities back. You're being set free. You've abandoned a lot of connections that were utilizing you as an energy pack. You deaded it. Like you blew it up, and you're like moving on. Like you're a hard catch to follow. You're a hard fish to catch, or something like that, where you just become like a figment of someone's imagination. Like, did they really see you? Did they really come across somebody like you? They did. And so a lot of people walk away feeling like they lost something that they caught. They caught a shiny object, but they lost it. They caught something rare, and then they lost it. And I feel like their karmic is about to come in and is about to put the nail in the coffin, because something about you was keeping those types of forces away from whatever person was connected to you, and it was depleting you in the process. And so you are no longer connected to those groups, those people, those societies, or whatever. And you've left them bewildered. They're confused. They're bewildered, and you are being granted safe passage. But I will tell you, someone definitely comes in telepathically and has like a conversation with you. And it's like, remember who you are. And then you're like, what the fuck? I don't be sad over people, places, and things. That's not even who I am. I don't be harboring resentment. That's not even who I am. I don't be depressed and sad over people. I forgive. I move on. I keep my energy light. And so your light body is being returned to you. It reminds me like how in, I think it's American Gods, when Shadow Moon, I think his name was Shadow Moon, if I'm not mistaken, where the oracle told him that he sacrificed his light to the when he threw away his good luck into the grave, he sacrificed his light. But then she told him, but you still have your moon. So even though you sacrificed your positivity, you still have darkness to work with. You still have, the dark. You still have the moon to work with. It's still a power source for you. And so that's like your silver lining, right? So in hindsight, even though you may have sacrificed your light to bring someone back from the dead and to restore him, because that's pretty much what she did. She used that good luck to grant her clear passage back into the physical realm from the spiritual realm. But she was still the walking dead. She just was existing because that good luck was planted inside of her like a seed. And that's kind of like when you sacrifice your light for people, you bring them back from the dead. But remember that they are only existing because your energy resides inside of them. So if you were to take away that energy source back away from them, they become, pet cemetery. They go back to the grave where they come from. Because they really aren't healed, they really aren't fixed. They're actually just buying themselves more time by way of you. Because they are trying to avoid their retribution for their actions or something like that. But it's like how they obtained it was your forgiveness. When you forgive, something happens energetically. So let's get the closing message. Let's just see what it says. I don't have the book, so I won't be reading it, but I'm curious to see which card comes out. We have Oya, protection. I feel like 3 energy bodies. 3 energies are surrounding you, because I keep getting 333, angel number 333. So let's see. It's in the silence. It's in the stillness. So we have act in reverse. So we have spirit. We have family in reverse. There are some contracts that are being revised or revisited. And then we have solo magic, creation solo. I told you. You are solo creation. You are rare creation. You have no beginning, no middle, no end. You are just it. You just go. Walking meditation. You are a walking creation. You're a walking diviner. You're a walking source. You're a walking devotion. So that's what I have for you guys. I'm sending you lots of love, wisdom, and guidance on your journey. And remember to always stay nested in love. Until next time, bye.